Morning, March 12th, wet, birds are talking. It's confirmed we have a case of Cadillac virus. Very bad. Right now we have not one, not two, but three different forms in the shop itself, with five cars in total floating around. 3 4-doors, a 2-door, 4.5, and a 76 2-door frame and body that I'm going to do a gambler build with. This motor, tranny, and that transfer case is going to go into said build. But this is a Cadillac virus info video. So I'm figuring there's a pretty good chance that this motor is a 472. Now, you can tell the 472 500 apart from the 425 derivatives. This one here is should be a 472, and it's messed up because the only way to check is a stroke. 472 has a 4-inch stroke, and I think a 500 has a 4 1/4 or 5.5. Mounts are one way to tell where it came from. Because of the front slumped oil pan, that's typically what they ran. Now, with 472s, Eldorado's got this very interesting rear slumped pan, and these kind of goofy, sorry about the light in here, folks, forward kicked mounts. I believe this one to be a 500. The messed up part is, I don't know if we'll be able to see it on the, probably not. Maybe if I go grab my light real quick, let's try to put some light on it. Where to put the light? I have seen the light. I had it a minute ago. Come on now. Man, I hate it when I do that to myself. Anyway, so, long story short, both blocks have that identical number. If I find my light, I'll show you on the other one. Now, the 472 over here, I don't know if my partner put the conversion on that and made it a fuel-injected motor, or if it actually come out of the car that way. But the 472, it just looks different. Biggest place it looks different is right there, because your casting number in this flat spot are dead giveaway for 472, or I should say, how it looks. Mainly that's flat plateau, if I remember right, was one of the tells. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the difference of the backs of these. So like I said, this is a 425. Got a noise in it. It come out of my buddy's truck. The transmission that was with it, that used to be bolted up to that transfer case, and in a Jeep pickup, is actually in my first gambler / demolition derby car, which now has 5 rounds and a heat win on it. So here's another one of the odd motor mounts. There's a bunch of different configurations for them. They all mount in pretty much off the same tab, so we're going to see if we can't find the noise in that. But the point of the video today is, horse trading me, I had to have this 500 from a buddy of mine. I've already ran a compression test. We got 0 on the first one. Looked like about 70, 55. I think this end one was 0 again. I didn't write it down. We're going to check it again. Matter of fact, I'm almost sure of it was. We had 60 on the front here, 85, 30, and 85. Thinking I probably got a couple valves stuck over here. I soaked her down last night with penetrant. Now the plugs look a little bit dirty, but they come out looking real clean. I mean, you can tell they're nice. I got a little bit of penetrating oil on them now. But this motor, like I said, is going to go in a gambler car. So, and I got hopes that it will liven up. I mean, it's been setting. I didn't ask neighbor Ed how many years this one been setting, but I'll bet you a couple. It's kind of like the 350 4-bolt main block we got out of him the other day. Yeah, I know, we're talking Caddies, and I'm over here looking at Chevys, but can't see it. Anyway, 4-bolt 350. derby motor, car motor, something. Came in a trade. Oh no, that one I didn't trade for. I did buy floor pans. The trade actually involved that Triumph 500. Where'd I put its? Where the hell did I put its motor at? Oh, it's the cases are sitting in it, and the motor's most of it's there. And then bug. At least a bunch of bug stuff, and a set of chrome caddy valve covers. So anyway, let's spin this one time this morning. Knock the oil out of it, and we're gonna plug in the. All right, let's put a gauge in it and see what we get. See if number one come up much of any. Man, I think I got lucky and actually landed that sucker. Wow, how'd I do that? I do not believe I just did that. One-handed with the gauge on it. What? All right. Let's see what we get. Yesterday I had nothing here. Woo, we have life. We don't got good life, but we got life. I think it made 20. I think we're gonna call it 20. Nah, we'll call it 15. Let's do one more real quick. Let's jump over to this one that had 70 on it. A lot easier to do that without the gauge plugged in. I'm pretty impressive that I did this just a minute ago left-handed with the gauge still on it. Like one of my YouTube people say all the time, Jonathan W., a lot of these motors that sit, they get a buildup on the exhaust valves or the intake from them being open. You get corrosion on them, and it takes a minute to seat. Let me set you down a minute. On the carburetor. That's funny. Sorry, guys. All right. Spin it again, see what we get on number two. This one was 70 yesterday. Oh, I'm liking that. Now, I will say it's oily, but we have hope. Okay, I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to run the rest of them, and we'll see where it's at, and we'll come back to you. Hang tight. All right, we're back. I actually paused that, unpaused it, and got it done. So, with the exception of number two, I want to say. I believe that's number two. It says somewhere. No, number one cylinder. This is number one on a Caddy. That zero come up to a whopping 20 after second try. Otherwise, we've got 115, 120, 90. And the other bank is workable as hell. We got 110, 90, 90, and 115, and that's just after a spray down. So as long as that thing don't turn up a knock or something stupid, it's going to come around. I just about guarantee that number one cylinder, as soon as we see if we can fire them up, excuse me, bad framing, we should have some love there. Yeah, talking about other odd caddy stuff, I have a 76 with, I believe, a 500 in it, so says the VIN tag. The other one that I have out back, the half car, I think that had a 472. My buddy needed the motor and tranny out of that. And then of the 3 4-doors from the 80s and early 90s, we have one powered by a small block Chevy. We had one powered by an Oldsmobile V8. And then we had one powered by a 500 Caddy that was fuel injected with that weird 4-6-8 plan thing they did, where if you were cruising it would cut back the power on the motor. So a lot of interesting variations when it comes to Cadillac Fever here. Always looking for more. Would like some a little older. Love to find me around a 70. It could be ratty as shit. There was a Hearst around. That'd have been great. I should holler at dude. He might still have it. It was on the marketplace. Anyway, folks, we're going to end it there. We will be figuring out the points, making sure I got spark, putting the carb on it here directly, and see if we can't find out if it runs true or if it's got ugly sounds to it. So, if you've watched this, I thank you. Realize that in the near future we will be either name changing the channel or new channel. I think we're going to call it Huck's Havoc, with the Facebook page of Huck's Hauling and Services. So, hopefully there'll be a lot more to come. I got enough video if I ever get an editing program figured out that I can put up some interesting stuff for days. So, with that, on a rainy, gloomy Arizona rare day, we always need the water. I almost wish it was snowing because then I could make some money. But y'all have a good day, and hope to see you soon.